Hey, my artists. You guys have been doing an amazing job on your value and your value scales. So now that we get the idea of the lightness and darkness that can happen, not only two-dimensionally, but three-dimensionally, because you guys did the forms too. I was really impressed with those. We're gonna move on to color. Lots and lots of color. So since you guys are older this year, I'm giving you the hard one because I know that you can handle it and you've seen the color wheel with me before. So let's get to it. I'm gonna switch over and show you what we're using. All right guys, so over here on the table, I have our color wheel page, and then I have all of the crowns set up over there. Now I'm going to do one in crowns for you guys, and I'm going to do one in color pencil for you all too. So you can see the difference between both, and whatever you have at home to use is good with me, or the computer. Just make sure that you're putting your name on everything, whether it's a computer file or your artwork, and take a picture of it. So not only did I set them out in the colors that I'm using and put my paper down, but I also brought over my color wheel just to make sure that I'm following everything correctly. All right guys, so we have everything laid out on the table, and I want to be very clear on these directions before I start the time-lapse video. I want you guys to layer your colors to achieve other colors. They're called secondary colors. So if I come over here and we look at our color wheel, so we can see here that we always start with red, and red is over here with a P on it, meaning that it is a primary color. Okay, and then next to that we see secondary and tertiary. So over here we can see red orange, which has a T for tertiary, and then orange, which has an S for secondary. So you guys are going to be required to make every single one of these colors on your color wheel. So if we're starting here at the top with red and you need red orange, what I want you to do is to take your red and your orange and mix it here. So I have my crayons set out, crayons, I'm sorry, I'm not from around here, we say it a little different where I'm from. So you'll take your red and your orange and you'll layer them together. So let's hop over to our time-lapse video and you can see how it's done. Hey guys, all right, we got our color wheel finished, and I just want to reiterate how you could see me layering the colors on top of each other. You guys could see me going back and putting the same color over top, meaning layering, to get the color right. If I didn't like it, I went back and redid it. You guys saw me moving my crayon, not only up and down, but sideways and diagonally as well, to try and get all these little white spots out. You can go in circles like that as well. So try to get all the white spots of the paper out. Make sure that you kind of hold your crayon out like that so you can get a nice even layer, all right? But don't put too much pressure on it. You put too much pressure on it, it will snap and you'll break your crayon. You don't want to do that. Okay, so make sure that you're turning it, you're layering, and you're covering as many white spots as you possibly can. Make sure that you put your name at the top. And then I want to point something else out. You guys, these are your art workbook pages. Make them yours. Be creative. Design things on them. Put them in this awesome folder that you can have for years to come. I really want you guys to have amazing keepsakes for yourself as you get older. Now, one more thing. This color right here on the H is a special color. It is called indigo. And there are some color wheels and some artists who think that indigo should be part of the color wheel right about here. So they would say red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So they call it Roy G. Biv. Roy meaning red, orange, yellow, G is in green, and Biv, blue, indigo, and violet. So if you are ever looking at other color wheels and color theory and they say indigo, that is why. As always, I try and tell you guys everything and teach you guys everything. So now you know about Roy G. Biv and indigo on your color wheel. I'm going to switch over to the color pencil one, and you can see how that one is a little bit different than the crowns, and then I'll meet you on the other side. All right, here we go with our color wheel and our blank color page for our color pencils. And then here are our products. So I laid out 3 different kinds for you. This first kind right here, these Prismacolors, these are what professional artists use to create their work. They are the best that are out there on the market right now. They usually come in tins, metal tins, with their pencils and trays just like this, and you can see the array of colors that they come in. I'm not going to use these for our project today, but I wanted you to see them and to see what they look like. So I'll put those aside. Then the other ones that I brought out are the Twistables, and this is one that I would definitely recommend for you guys, because not only do you not have to sharpen them, but their color is really good, because Crayola is absolutely amazing about putting really good pigments into their color pencils. Then all you have to do on the bottom part right there is twist it up. Let me get it and hold the camera at the same time. Twist it up so it comes out right at the end just like that, and then you don't have to continually sharpen your pencils, especially in these COVID times where we shouldn't be touching everything up. These ones back here are called woodless color pencils. So that's the outside box. So they don't have any wood on the outside for you to have to sharpen away. So it's almost like a bald color pencil. So all of that is pigment for you to be able to use. So these are great because not only can you hold it out like that to get your big, long, even coats of color, but this allows you a lot of color. You can see the difference between, you know, that skinny little tip that comes out. There we go. The skinny little tip that comes out of this compared to this big fat end right here. So you can color more area with these. So you really are almost picking the right tool for the right job. I did not pull out regular color pencils because I really do recommend that you guys make the investment in yourself and in your materials, because tools matter and products definitely reflect that and show that in the end. So that would be a great birthday or Christmas present for you guys to ask for. All right, so now that we know that there's lots of different types of color pencils out there, let's get working on our fast forward time-lapse video. By the way, sharpeners, same thing. You can see that I have a metal sharpener here as well. The plastic ones tend to eat up your pencil, chip the wood, break your pigment on the inside of the pencil, and generally are not worth the money that you spend on them. So initially it might be, you know, 50 cents, 75 cents, maybe even $1 more for the metal ones, but they'll last longer and and you will treat your tools better. Now, before I switch over, there's one more thing about color pencils that I want to tell you guys. You have to think about color pencils like, you have to think of them like glass. So if you go like this, and I know this is just a pencil, but I did that on purpose. If you bang it on the table, if you drop it on the table, if you drop it on the floor, they will break on you. You have to think of them like glass and treat them like that. They are so fragile, and you don't want the lead to fall out before you get to your work. All right, let's go over to time lapse. Okay guys, here are both of our color wheels done, and hopefully you can see the difference between the two. You can see how the color pencil one is a little bit more softer and doesn't have as much sheen to it. It's very apparent in person. How the colors with the crayon one, the crowns seem a little bit more vivid and obviously waxy because of the wax and the crowns. So really think about what materials you're using for how you want your product to end up looking like, and how much difference you can get by using different materials. Your colors will change depending on what brand you use. So even if you get a box of crayons, the Crayola will look different than the Smart Art, will look different than the Crazy Art, will look different than Prang, will look different than every other brand that's out there. So that could change your product as well. And that's why artists will tend to do exercises like this. So they're testing their materials before they make their end product, so they know how to achieve that end piece, that end vision that's in their brain. So I can't wait to see your guys' color wheels. I can't wait to see how you decorate your pages, and I can't wait to see all of your work.